Hey everyone, sorry that my room looks kind of pinkish. I don't know what that causes. There's plenty of lights on. Anywho, I'm going to read you A Dog's Purpose Part 28. Yeah, there's a lot of parts to this book. I'm very sorry about that. Like I said, my phone can only do up to 15 minutes. And it's just taking me a really long time to finish this book, I guess. So let's get going. Maya and I worked all night, and we found more people, including Vernon, who became better and better at hiding, but I worked with Wally so no one could fool me for very long. Everyone else Maya and I found was dead. The sun was coming up when we came to a building from which sharp, arid smoke still rose. I was back on the leash, my eyes watery, and my intense chemical smoke came out from the collapsed concrete. I found a dead man lying crushed beneath a flat section of wall and altered Maya. We know about him, someone told Maya. We can't get him out just yet. Whatever is in those barrels is toxic, going to need a cleanup crew. Some metal barrels leaked a steady stream of liquid that filled my nose with scandalous odor. I concentrated on pushing the scent away, trying to find. Okay, good dog. Let's go somewhere else, Ellie. There, I smell another person, altar going rigid. It was a woman, and her scent was faint, riding out just behind the chemicals clouding the air. It's okay, Ellie. We're going to leave this one here. Come on, Maya said. She tugged gently on my leash. Come on, Ellie. I yelled to her again. We couldn't leave. This was alive. This one was alive. 23. We see the victim, Ellie. We're going to have to leave him here. Come on, Maya said. I understood that she wanted to leave and wondered if perhaps she thought that I was alone because of the dead person. Does she want to find me again? Vernon asked. I stared up at Maya, willing her to understand. Maya glanced around. Here, everything's collapsed. It's too dangerous. Tell you what, though, it would be fun for her to chase you a little. Go up to the street a little bit and call her. I'll let her off the leash. I didn't pay attention to Vernon as he trotted away. My focus was on the person hiding in the rubble. I could smell fear, though the bite odor was the chemicals was clawing my nose. The way I once felt the spray from a skunk. Maya unsnapped my leash. Ellie, what's Vernon doing? Where's he going? Hey, Ellie, look, Vernon shouted. He started to run slowly up the street. I stared after him. I wanted to chase him and play, but I had work to do. I turned back to the collapsed building. Ellie, no, Maya called. Had it been Jacob, the word no would have been stopped me dead, but Maya didn't command me with the same harsh tones. I dove headfirst into a narrow space next to a dead person, digging my way forward. My feet entered a wet spill and started to sting, and the smell from the chemical was so intense it blotted out everything else. I was reminded of the plane rescue with Ethan, but I could find him in the depths of the merest whisper of a scent in the water. Choking, I tunneled ahead. Cooler air touched my face, and I screamed through a hole and dropped into a narrow shaft. An undraft brought cleaner air into this area, though my nostrils were still aflame with the burning wet acid that had splashed on my snout. After a moment, I saw a woman huddling in the corner of the shaft, pressing a cloth on her face. Her eyes were big as they recognized me. A bark, unable to return to Maya to show. Ellie, Maya called, coughing. Get back, Maya, Vernon warned. I kept barking. Ellie, Maya shouted again, sounding closer. This time the woman heard her and started screaming back, and the terror tumbled out of her. There's someone in there. Someone's alive, Maya called. I sat panting with the woman, feeling her fear turn to hope with the man wearing a helmet and a mask poked a flashlight into the shaft and waved the light over both of us. My eyes were watery and my nose was running, my whole face still stinging from whatever it was I got on myself. Soon the sounds of digging and hammering never breathed through the space, and then a squall of daylight broke into the shaft from above, and a man lowered himself down on a rope. The woman had obviously never practiced being lifted with a rope harness, and was very afraid when the firemen tied her up and they hoisted her out, but I'd been through the maneuver several times and stepped unhinged into the loops of rope. When it was my turn, Maya was there at the top. When they hauled me through the hole, they dug in the walls, but her relief turned to alarm when she saw me. "Oh, good God, Ellie, your nose!" We ran together at the fire truck, where Maya, much to my disgust, talked one of the firefighters into giving me a bath. Well, it was more of a rising cold water flowing down my face and bringing some relief to the burn on my nose. Maya and I took another chopper ride that day, and then a plane ride, and then we went to the man in the cool room, the vet who carefully looked at my nose and put some cream on it. That smelled awful, but it felt wonderful. "What was it? Some kind of acid?" the vet asked. "I don't know. Is she going to be okay?" I felt Maya's love and concern and closed my eyes when she stroked my neck. I wish there was some way I could tell her now. I could let her know that the pain wasn't all that bad. We'll want to watch for any signs of infection, but I don't see any reason why she shouldn't heal up just fine, he told Maya. For the next 2 weeks or so, Maya would gently rub the cream into my nose. Evan and Stella seemed to find this pretty amusing and would sit on the counter and watch. Tinkerbell, though, loved it. She came over out of the whenever she'd been hiding and sniffed at the cream and then rubbed her head against mine, purring. When I lied down, Tinkerbell would sit and smell me. Her tiny little nose was bobbing up and down, and she even started curling up against me to sleep. It was more often than I could stand. I was relieved to get away from the cats and go back to work. When Maya and I got to the park, I bounded up to Wally and Belinda, who was excited to see me. "I hear you're a hero dog, Ellie. Good dog." I wired excited to be a good dog. Wally then ran off while Belinda and Maya sat at a picnic table. "So how are you and Wally doing?" Maya said. I sat impatient. If we went after him now, we could find Wally right away. He's taking me to meet his parents over the 4th, so Belinda replied. "That's good." I groaned at all this conversation. Humans were capable of so many amazing things, but too often they just sat making words, not doing anything. "Down, Ellie," Maya said. I recently lay down, pointedly looking off into the direction Wally had taken. After what seemed ages, Maya and I were finally allowed to find. I joyfully took off, not having to slow down, because she was able to keep pace with me. Wally had done an excellent job of disguising his scent. I lifted my nose, searching for any trace of him. There was a few odors on the air today to distract me, but I couldn't find Wally. I cruised back and forth, returning to Maya for directions. Carefully, she worked the area. When I didn't pick up a scent, she moved me to a new place, and I tried there. "What's the matter, girl? You okay, Ellie?" Oddly, though the wind was coming from behind, I actually heard Wally before I smelled him. He was walking straight toward us. I rocked forward until my nose told me it was him, and then returned to Maya, who had already started talking to Wally, her voice a shout. "We're having sort of an off day," she said. "I guess so. I've never seen her fail before." "Hey, Ellie, how are you doing?" Wally said to me. We played a little with a stick. "Tell you what, Maya, You focus her attention away from me. I'm going to go over the ridge, wheel it and double back a little. Give me about 10 minutes, Wally said. You sure? She's been out of action for a couple weeks. Let's allow her to have an easy one. I was cautious of Wally leaving, even though Maya had handed me the rubber bone and was now trying to get it away from me. I could hear him and knew he was hiding again, which made me happy. When Maya finally shouted, "Fine!" I took off eagerly, heading in the direction I heard him go. I ran up a small hill and stopped uncertain. I didn't know how he was doing it, but somehow Wally was keeping his scent out of the air. I went back to Maya for directions, and she sent me off to my right. I sat back and forth, searching. No Wally. Then she directed me to the left. Again, no sign of Wally. This time she had me return left and walked with me, leading me around the base of the hill. I was virtually upon Wally when I found him. He moved, and I lured. There was no need to run back because Maya was standing there. This isn't good, is it? Maya said. The vet said she should be fully recovered by now. Well, let's give it another week, see if she gets any better, Wally said. He felt sad for some reason, so I nuzzled his hand. Maya and I didn't work very much over the next couple of weeks, and when he did, Wally continued to fool me, disguising his scent so that I could only pick it up when he was right there in front of me. What does it mean that Ellie is justified? Does it mean you will lose your job? Al asked one night. I'm not a big fan of feet, but I allowed Al to take off his shoes and rub my tummy with his toes because they didn't smell as bad as usual. No, but I'll be resigned. I've been on a desk for the past several weeks, but I'm not really cut out for that. I'm probably requested a transfer to go back out on patrol, Maya replied. Sorry, we have a lot of geese out there. Stamping Al dropped a tiny piece of meat on the carpet in front of me. It was the main reason why I liked to lie in front of him at dinner. I slightly lifted it up while Stella gave me dirty looks from the couch. I don't like to think about you being on patrol. It is so dangerous. Albert, Maya said. What about Ellie? I looked up at my name, but Al didn't hand down any more meat. I don't know. She can't work anymore. Her sense of smell is too damaged. So she'll be ruined. She'll live with me, right, Ellie? I was pleased with the way she said my name, full of affection. After dinner, we took a car ride to the ocean. The sun was setting, and Maya and Al set a blanket up between two trees and talked while the waves came in. It's so beautiful, Maya said. I figured they probably wanted to play with the stick or a ball or something, but I was on a leash and couldn't go find one for them. I felt bad that they had nothing to do. Al got my attention by becoming afraid. His heart started to pound audibly, and I could feel his nervous energy as he whipped his hands on his pants over and over. Maya, when you moved here, so many months I wanted to talk to you. You are so beautiful. Maya laughed. Oh, hell, I'm not beautiful. Come on. Some boys down by the water ran by, tossing the saucer at each other. I watched in alert, thinking of Ethan and the stupid flip. I wondered if Ethan had ever been to the ocean, and if he brought the flip and threw it out into the waves, where I hope he sank and had never found again. Ethan, I could remember how he never did anything without taking me with him, except school. I love the sense of purpose I got from work, but there was certainly days like this one when I thought of Ethan and missed being a doodle dog more than anything. Al was still afraid, and I glanced at him curiously, pulled away from the side of the boys. His continued alarm was there some sort of danger? I couldn't see anything. We were all alone in this part of the park. You are the most wonderful woman in the world, he said. I love you, Maya. Maya started to feel afraid too. What was going on? I sat up. I love you too, Al. I know I'm not rich. I know I'm not handsome, Al said. Oh my God, Maya blushed. Her heart was beating now too. But I will love you all my life if you will let me. Al turned on the blanket, rising to his knees. Oh my God, Maya said. Will you marry me, Maya? Al asked.